Today we are doing our official Royal Rumble 2026 predictions, and I'm going to be looking at two different articles and comparing and contrasting all three of our different opinions. The first article is by Graham GSM Matthews from Bleacher Report, and I'm putting all these links in the description, so please check them out yourselves. The other article is going to be by Mac Rawdon from Cinema Blend. Now, Cinema Blend, he gives his kind of credentials down here. He's been doing predictions since WrestleMania 38 for every premium live event, and his overall record is 207 correct and 80 incorrect. So he's got a very good track record of guessing the right ones. The Bleacher Report, he's not giving any real credentials or any kind of real score what he's been doing and kind of tally, just giving his opinion on what the matches are. Now, the four matches we are looking at are the men's Royal Rumble match, the women's Royal Rumble match, Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn for the undisputed WWE Championship, and then AJ Styles versus Gunther, which is AJ Styles loses, he has to retire. Starting off with Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn, this is the match that was brought forth because Sami Zayn won that fatal four-way at Saturday Night's main event, giving him the WWE Championship shot. And the whole story here has been that Sami Zayn has not only never been a world champion, he has never beaten Drew McIntyre. So what better time to crown Sami Zayn as world champion than at Royal Rumble, than give him that first ever win over Drew McIntyre? Or we would be saying that if Drew wasn't going to win because he's already in a program with Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes. And now, as the article says here, it says Zayn winning a WWE World Championship is inevitable. It just doesn't mean it's going to happen here. So Bleacher Report says that Drew McIntyre is going to retain his championship. I don't think this is a bad take at all. I do think that Sami Zayn winning is inevitable. He's going to be a world champion one day. I'm shocked it hasn't happened so far. But Drew McIntyre winning at the Royal Rumble is probably the correct call. That's my prediction as well. I'm going to say that Drew McIntyre pins Sami Zayn. I don't think any sort of outside interference. I don't think Jacob Fatu or Cody Rhodes get involved in this match, since they'll be in the Royal Rumble later on, which I'll talk about later on. So I think Drew just wins kind of clean. And then going to Cinema Blend, and he also says Drew McIntyre is going to win this match. It's because this is not the right time to take the title off of Drew. There's so much more he can do, and he's been working for the title for so long. I think Drew really should hold the title until WrestleMania. The next match we're going through is AJ Styles versus Gunther. AJ Styles, putting his career on the line. We all thought he'd have till WrestleMania, but now he's putting his career on the line at the Royal Rumble. He wrestled CM Punk on Raw. He had that match with Shinsuke Nakamura at Saturday Night's main event. So all signs are kind of pointing towards AJ Styles might be losing and retiring at the Royal Rumble. Cinema Blend, he agrees with that take, saying that Gunther is going to win. AJ Styles will probably go on and wrestle somewhere else like TNA or AEW or something like that, but this will be his final match with the WWE. Looking at Bleacher Report, they are also suggesting that Gunther is going to go over and win. Now, I think there could be some cool things they could do here. They could do like a DQ finish where Gunther still wins but does not pinfall or victory, so AJ can keep wrestling, or vice versa. AJ wins by by DQ, by countout, whatever. I also could see a situation where Gunther defeats AJ Styles, and then later on in the night, since Gunther is confirmed to the Royal Rumble, that AJ Styles goes in and costs Gunther the Rumble, and then Gunther's like, no, you can't retire. I need one more match. I need to beat you, and that match is at WrestleMania. Because why would you not have a WrestleMania send-off for AJ Styles and give him his best WrestleMania match since Shane McMahon? I just don't know why we're retiring at the Royal Rumble. They did say here that Fightful Select is reporting that his contract is expiring in February, which would mean that the Royal Rumble is probably his last time. Depending on what part of February, it could be Elimination Chamber, but that's weird. Why do it a month before WrestleMania? So with all this being said, I think I am going to go with Gunther. I think that Saturday is going to be the last wrestling match in WWE. They've been very clear on Raw that his last WWE match is going to be at the Royal Rumble. He still can go on TNA, and I think if he retires from WWE, he's going to go have one more match in TNA. He could win that TNA World Heavyweight Championship one more time, because he did say he wants to be a world champion. He did not say he needs to be the WWE champion. And what better way to end it where it all started with AJ Styles back in TNA. They've been kind of waiting on it, kind of holding out on their whole partnership, and I think it's the perfect time now. So I think Gunther's going to win. It's going to be sad, and of course Gunther's already retired Goldberg, he retired John Cena, retired AJ Styles, and as rumor has it, he might be retiring Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. The next match is the women's Royal Rumble match, and we already have 17 of the 30 entrants announced already, and that's Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Bayley, Lyra Valkyria, Asuka, Chelsea Green, Jordan Grace, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Lash Legend, Julia, Maxine Dupree, and Becky Lynch. I think that someone on this list is going to be the winner. I don't think we're going to have anything like returning. I do think people have been predicting that Bianca Belair comes back and wins the Royal Rumble. I'm not a big fan of that. I just don't know what you'd even do for there. So I'm predicting that the final winner, the final person in that ring, is going to be Liv Morgan. I think she's deserved it. She should have been a multi-time world champion by now. She should get the belt back. And since she's been back, she's been doing kind of tag team matches with the Judgment Day. I think it's time for her to go out on her own and win the World Heavyweight Championship again. And she should do it at WrestleMania. So I'm not only saying Liv's going to win the Royal Rumble, she's going to go on and choose either Stephanie or she could be Jade Cargill. Probably Stephanie Vaquer, and especially because Stephanie's kind of feuding with Judgment Day and she's already taking on Raquel Rodriguez. What better way than having Raquel lose and then have Liv go on and end up beating her for the title? I think it's just great storytelling there. So I'm saying Liv Morgan. Looking at Bleacher Report, they are going with Liv Morgan as well. They do mention that the EST, you have Belair and Jade Cargill. That'd be really cool because they had, Jade was, champions with Bianca, and then Naomi took Jade out. So it could be another, now that Jade's a heel, it could be Bianca and Jade. They still can do that. They just don't need the Royal Rumble to make that match official. And then going then to the Cinema Blend, they are saying also that Bianca is going to win. So really, it's only two favorites going into this match. No one's really saying anything else. I'm not seeing Becky Lynch is going to win, Maxine Dupree, Alexa Bliss. No one's really getting really brought up besides these two people. So I'm not going to be shocked if Bianca wins. I'm just really hoping that Liv Morgan wins. And the final match is the men's Rumble match, and this one is the most intriguing. I'll get that why in a second. There's 14 of the 30 entrants announced already, and that's Cody Rhodes, Gunther, Jey Uso, Dragon Lee, Penta, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, Javon Evans, and Oba Femi. Now, I'm going to look at the other two people's predictions first before I get my own. Bleacher Report, they're going to predict that Braun Breaker is going to win. I love that idea. Have Braun win. He goes on to challenge CM Punk WrestleMania, and then he should be the one that beats CM Punk at WrestleMania, wins the championship, and we crown a new champion and a new star, new face of Raw with Braun Breaker. I absolutely love that idea. I think we should be pushing Braun to the moon. Personally, probably should have been world champ already, but I'm perfectly content waiting until WrestleMania and then crowning him there, beating CM Punk. So I love it. I put a video out a couple days ago about the two betting odd favorites from Vegas right now to win the Rumble. That's Roman Reigns and Braun Breaker. So I like that idea. I think it's realistic. There's a good story already going for it, and I think it just makes a lot of sense. The match they had at Raw between Braun Breaker and CM Punk was overbooked at the end, but one thing I really liked was that at the end, Braun Breaker didn't lose because he was worse than CM Punk. He lost due to inexperience. He then can show he has grown since then and is not going to make the same mistakes again and can finally put away CM Punk. I think it's a lot of good story to tell there. So I think Braun Breaker, I like that opinion a lot. But then this one really intrigues me. You go to the Cinema Blend, and again, he's got 208, 207 correct, 80 wrong, so most of them is pretty correct. He is going out on a limb, and he is saying with his heart, he's saying Oba Femi is going to win. Now, right now, it'd either be Oba Femi and CM Punk or Oba Femi and Drew McIntyre. Both matches would be absolutely incredible. If he wins, I would be 100% shocked. I love Oba Femi. I think he's going to be a future WrestleMania main eventer. I don't know if they're going to push him this fast, this early, but he's saying Oba Femi, and I think that would be strapping a rocket to him. Not saying they shouldn't. It would just be a push that I really have not even... You have like one match in the main roster with Cody Rhodes. It was a DQ finish because Drew McIntyre was there. So it could be that Oba comes in, wins the Rumble, challenges Drew because he ruined his match with Cody at Saturday Night Main Event, the one where John Cena retired. Me personally, I'm not having Oba win. I'm actually going to have Oba get eliminated at near like the final four, final five by Brock Lesnar. I would love to see a WrestleMania main event, a WrestleMania match between Brock Lesnar, Oba Femi, letting Oba win. I think it'd just be incredible. A great way to push Oba as a huge, strong monster. Like, what better way than just beating the Beast, beating Brock Lesnar, the man that John Cena kind of got squashed to at WrestlePalooza. That would put Oba, we put him on the map. I mean, a lot of like the main roster fans, all the casual fans would instantly believe, oh, this guy's legit. He's real. He's beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. That's what I'm doing. I'm not going to have him win. I do think that Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu will probably be Final Four. They're going to either take each other out or be the reason that they both go out. So I don't think having Cody Rhodes win, 3 Rumbles in 4 years, that's not the right call. I mean, you kind of get bored after one way or another. So no Cody, no Jacob Fatu. I'm going to have Roman Reigns win. It's very predictable, but predictable isn't always bad. I think Roman Reigns wins, and then he's going to go challenge CM Punk at WrestleMania. So the main event of night 1 would end up being like Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu for the WWE Championship. But night 2 would be CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. They had the history of, Paul Heyman. They had the favor at Survivor Series War Games. They've done a lot. There was a lot of story they can weave there. You bring back the origin of like the Shield, and they were meant to protect CM Punk, and now Roman Reigns has kind of surpassed CM Punk. There's a lot you can tell here. And then probably at the end, Roman Reigns would become the new World Heavyweight Champion, giving Roman a new belt he's not had. And then also just be really cool to see Roman Reigns and CM Punk main event WrestleMania. So that's my prediction. I'm saying Roman Reigns is going to win. Overall, I got Roman Reigns, Liv Morgan, I got Gunther, and Drew McIntyre. But let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think is going to happen? Who do you think is going to win each match? If you haven't already, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for more wrestling content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.